I want to finish with one last question, and it's about the gender and age bias that some people say are baked into artificial intelligence. And it's related to a Twitter question that's just come in that I would like to ask you as our final question. It comes from Liz Ward, and Liz asks, what was the average age and age range of participants? Can you say how
We
55 plus folks did?
We have absolutely had a big range of our participants. In fact, we had in our first cohort, we had one participant who had been with the company for more than 30 years. And that is not an anomaly. We continue to have a broad diversity of participants in the program. And as I said, while it was not the only or explicit goal of the program, it has been a wonderful outcome because we place a very big emphasis on diversity in this field. You're right, it is absolutely imperative that we have diversity in the field of artificial intelligence. Artificial intelligence is the result of humans. It's humans that create the code. It's humans that use the data. And humans are limited. Humans have bias. And therefore, we do everything we can to minimize the bias. And we do so not only with the bootcamp, but we do so in three ways. One is diversity of people, whether it's hiring people, whether it's upskilling people within the company. We are very determined, absolutely determined to make sure that we have people with all kinds of backgrounds and experiences. It's not only about gender or age, even though they are important as well. It's about ethnic background, it's about cultural background, it's about geographic representation, any kind of diversity you can imagine, including where people have experience in their jobs. So it's not just from this industry. And even within this industry, it's various fields within that: manufacturing, distribution, design, finance, human resources, retail, and so much more. Absolutely imperative. We also use a diversity of data sets. We actually have something that we call a data ocean. It's a vast repository to house all of our diverse data sets because it's the diversity of data that also helps. The more limited the data is, the more likely there is that there would be bias in the algorithms. And then the third way in which we do our best to minimize bias in artificial intelligence is the diversity of tools as well. That is one reason we always want to make sure we include open source tools because they are worked on by people all over the world. They're always refreshed, and we can continue to upgrade and update them continuously and all the time. So I would not say that we can fully eliminate bias. Nobody is ever able to do so. I actually studied bias in my dissertation many years ago when I was doing my doctoral studies. However, it is a huge responsibility, just like it is our responsibility to educate and upskill people all over the world in any organization. It is also our responsibility, and we feel very passionate about it, to minimize bias.